Happy Sunday and a very warm welcome to you wherever you are watching us from. Please tell a friend to join us because you are right in time for NTV's property show. Now, the build industry has come a long way in Kenya and is still evolving. We are seeing so many skyscrapers coming up and so much is happening everywhere you see. Now, is architecture a misunderstood profession and why? Today we talk to an architect who tells us more and also inspires those budding architects. A little later on, how do you know that you are investing in a good fabric, either for your upholstery or for your curtains? You know, these are the things that people will see in your home for a very long time. And yes, it's possible to tell whether you are buying a cheap quality one or a good quality fabric. And today we meet someone who will show us just how in my favorite segment, Property Essentials. But first, let's have a look at the property of the week. And we are in Mombasa. Yes, tuko Pwani leo pale Links Road, and these are called Nyali Golf View Apartments. They are right before the Nyali roundabout that takes you to Mamba Village. Yes, I know that area very well. They are 2 and 3 bedroom fully furnished apartments and you will love them. Check them out. Mombasa is a beautiful Kenyan city, mixed and filled with exotic and scenic attractions, fantastic activities and a tropical ambience. Many people have misconceptions about Mombasa, that it's a very expensive city to live or visit. However, that is not the case. There are a lot of affordable places to live and call home in Mombasa. And one such place is the Nyali Golf View residence set on Links Road just before the Mamba Village. The residence has both furnished and unfurnished apartments, exhibiting 64 apartments and 1 presidential penthouse. Their 2-bedroom duplex welcomes you to the plush home with a DSQ or semi-detached guest just outside the house. The ensuite room brings the feeling of modern and historic coastal ambience by having the marble finish on the rustic countertops and the hand-stitched leather finish on the bathroom walls and floors. An avoidable element in the room is the ceiling fan that helps cool the room by moving air, which causes evaporative cooling. From the DSQ, the house opens to a beautiful space and rooms only found at the coast. The kitchen is probably the most used room in your house, so you want it to be the space you can enjoy with your family. The granite countertops gives the kitchen a rustic look and it matches the walls and the floors. Inbuilt fitted hanging cabinets are splashed from wall to wall for all your storage needs. Directly opposite the kitchen is a laundry area, spacious and with open hanging cabinets. The Adobe area consists of a washing machine, a dryer and iron board to make your washing experience smooth. This spacious lounge has an 8-seater dining set in it. Large 3.3 meters windows for allowing natural light to encompass the room and the cool breeze from the ocean to cool the room. The lounge has modern inclined 5-seater couches that make the TV area. Comfort and relaxation are the magic words here. The lounge opens up to the balcony that bestows the beautiful scenery. A wooden staircase with metallic rails leads to the all-en-suite 2 bedrooms on the 2nd floor of the duplex apartment. Both bedrooms have large windows for allowing natural light and air into the rooms, walk-in closet, TV-cum-study area, lamps, a shower cubicle, toilet and sink with fitted high-quality cabinets. The difference between the 2-bedroom is a wall and the floor decor of the bathrooms. The master bedroom has a marble finish while the other bedroom has hand-stitched leather finish. The 3-bedroom duplex is all en suite, all rooms on the same floor with a master bedroom exhibiting a large closet area and a balcony on each bedroom, unlike the 2-bedroom duplex. The social amenities provided are an all-weather children's playground, an infinity poolside, the state-of-the-art modern fitness center, an auditorium or movie theater, and a prestigious presidential suite for the dignitaries. These shared facilities include water purification system of its kind, electrical perimeter wall, power generator, and ground and basement parking lot. Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Thanks so much for having us.
Pleasure.
Beautiful place.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so take us through what you have in your catalog.
My father always used to say that in terms of fabric and furniture, dressing a piece of furniture is like dressing a woman. You dress her in one way, she'll look different.
Yeah.
And in Penaces we have a huge selection of fabric. We have close to about 100 catalogs. Majority of them are manufacturers from Spain and Italy, and they range between upholstery fabrics and curtain fabric.
How do you decide where to pick, or how do you come about now deciding which suppliers to give you?
York, for example, is a manufacturer that we've been working with for a long time. We trust their quality. When we order a fabric, we know how it's going to come in and how we're going to use it. They also have the right information about their fabrics, which is very key for us, for a manufacturer.
What does this mean?
Now, all these details will point you in the direction whether you want to use it for a curtain,
Okay.
or whether you want to use it for upholstery, for
Okay.
your sofa sets.
Okay.
So obviously you have a selection like this, which is a range of colors. And in this selection, you'll have upholstery fabric,
Yeah.
you'll have curtain fabric,
Yeah.
and you also have like pillow fabric and
Yeah.
cushion fabric.
How do you tell which is which? Like for curtains, for your seats, how do you tell?
Well, if you look at the information and the back of these, all right, there's weights. We talk about fabric in weight.
Weight.
So the heavier the fabric, essentially, majority of the time it's going to be used as an upholstery fabric.
Okay.
So, for example, I know, at this point in time, I know which ones are upholstery or not, but
Okay.
if you look, for example,
Yeah.
at this one,
Yeah.
this is a heavy fabric. This is a 720 gram fabric.
Oh, so the weight.
The weight is high.
Okay,
Yet,
okay.
for example, if you look at this, which is a curtain fabric, I'm
It's
sure it'll
like-
be a little lighter. So if you flip it
tells
around,
you- Aha,
430,
you're right,
almost
430.
half the
I
weight.
know. Okay, so that's how you know what to go for.
Scientifically, that's how you would judge
Yeah.
the fabric in terms of where it would be used, whether
Yeah.
you can use one of these fabrics for your
Yeah.
curtains.
Yes.
Because if you use a very heavy fabric for your
Yeah.
curtains, they'll start pulling down and they'll start hanging. So that's one of the reasons why you want to use a little lighter.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, we have clients who choose very heavy fabrics also for their curtains.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it's really up to the client, and it's up to us seeing the room and seeing how it fits and how the curtains marry with the furniture.
There's also a lot of incoming and a lot of influx, such a huge influx of, fake, so to speak,
Yeah.
fabrics out here. How do you tell whether you're buying the real deal or not?
We can advise clients as Penaces and as people who work for us. We would know what, from touch and feel, we would know what is a good fabric and not a good fabric.
Yeah.
A good way of telling fabric, a little secret out to everyone out there. If you want to test your fabric, go ahead and give it a little scratch.
A scratch.
And if you see it fluffing a lot, it means it's not a great fabric.
Okay.
We judge the quality of fabric by a
Yeah.
number again. So at the back of all of these, you'll see a number which says, I believe it's called a rub count.
Okay. What does that mean?
A rub count.
Oh, this 30 rubs.
30,000 rubs. So essentially, this fabric will last you 30,000 rubs.
Okay.
So an upholstery fabric, which this is, will be higher than a curtain fabric in terms of rubs.
20,000 rubs. Oh, you're right.
So this gives
So-
you the wear and tear number of fabric. So
Yeah.
Like I said, York is a big company,
Okay.
and they go above and beyond to make sure they give you the right numbers.
Okay.
They give clients the right details in terms of how good their fabrics are, that they've tested them correctly,
Yeah.
and these
Yeah.
are the numbers.
Yeah. Can you advise viewers about the maintenance of such a fabric?
Most definitely. Like I said, even in, with whichever fabric you get, same as with clothing, there'll be instructions on how to maintain that fabric.
Yes. Yes.
Whether it's a cotton fabric, whether it's to be hand washed,
Yeah.
or whether it's to be dry cleaned,
Yeah.
we'll definitely let the client know how to go about maintaining that
Okay.
fabric for the years they have it.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you so
Awesome.
much
Thank
for
you.
your time. I've learned a lot.
You're very welcome. Cheers.
Thank you so much for staying with us. I hope you've learned a thing or two about picking the right quality of fabric. Sio kujinunulia curtain too. So next time you're on that Biashara Street, yes, look out for good fabrics and you will not regret it. Wherever your search for a home is, I do hope it's fruitful. And after this break, what goes through the mind of an architect when designing concepts? Yes, we will sit down with an architect who will tell us a few things about his profession. Is it the most misunderstood profession? And he also gives some inspiration to the budding architects. Don't go away. Thanks a lot for joining us in our conversation today. We are talking to an architect, Brian Adega of Design Attitude. You've been in the industry for over 15 years now.
Yes, 15
Yeah?
years.
Tell me some of the experiences you've had as an architect in the build industry.
It's been a good journey, I must say, especially given that our economy has taken different turns in those 15 years. The building industry has grown, and that has allowed even architectural firms and architects out there to grow and have space in the industry. We've had our challenges because everything that has a boom at times has a peak, and we are hoping that it keeps growing.
You told me that you grew up in Buruburu.
Yes, I did.
In an estate, you know, the Kanjo estate, sort of.
Yes.
And tell me about that. Did you ever imagine you were going to become an architect?
Yes, I did. If you ask me at what point I thought about it,
You did?
I won't be able to know at what point, but I got exposure to architecture. My dad was an architect, actually. But I think even if he wasn't one, I'd still be one, because I can't see myself doing anything else other than being an architect or in the creative field.
Okay. Then talk to us about your day-to-day. What is it that you do?
We design, yeah, meaning you come to our office with your brief. What do you want to do? Whether it's your house or your hotel or whatever it is. We interpret what you want to do for you. We get involved in advising the feasibility and practicability of this dream that you have. Then, of course, what you know as design, we do that. We do the part which you are talking about, where we take it to council. Then we execute, meaning we take it to site, supervise it, do quality control until the project is done.
So from inception to the end. But how about if I came to you, if a client comes to you and says, just give me the drawings, then out of here I have, you know, I'll consult or contract someone else?
Not very advisable, because you're not getting the best of my service. You could easily do that from the internet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if you just want a drawing. It's like picking a recipe from a chef.
Yeah.
If you pick a recipe to do lasagna, will you get lasagna?
No, well, it might turn out to be something else.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is there a conflict when an architect draws and then goes ahead to build?
As an architect, you're doing a lot of quality control. So if I'm designing it and I'm building it, then I'm checking myself. Yeah. It does work. There are different ways of going about it. But I think you'd get your best if there's me doing quality control and if there's somebody else who's doing who's doing
because then how do you check yourself? So what happens if you found, like, you went on site and you found that things are not the way you expected?
Ideally, in a proper contract, we should have a bigger say than the client on site, so that we're able to say, no, this is going wrong, so, you know, bring it down or demolish it or stop. Because if anything goes wrong also, you know, we are liable.
Do people appreciate your services?
A lot of people think we just produce a blueprint, a plan, which we take to city council, then you go and build. So a lot of people don't appreciate 80% of what we do. In fact, my experience, the first-time builders, if you're looking at residential, say, people appreciate after the fact. When you're finishing the project, you hear people saying, I didn't know that you guys do so much. Then
there's a perception that your services are costly, you know, that I don't need to have that on my list.
It's a misconception. At times we take time to try and take people through the whole scope that we handle. As I said, at the end, you find when people look back, they say, actually,
we needed this.
We needed this.
Do you wish you had a role to play or a say in the planning, for instance, of our city?
We could. They are planners. It's slightly a different line. We get our contribution into it because we plug into what planning has, and we can see the city get better. Yeah, it has a future. Most of these old cities that you see out there, which are beautiful, were once uglier than our slums.
Does that challenge you? You know, when you wake up and see some amazing buildings coming up?
We are getting there. If I look at our cityscape 10, 15 years ago, some is going the wrong direction, but there is some good development.
Is there a way to come up with a standard model for the Kenyan home? Because there's a lot of talk of affordable housing. We don't know what affordability is yet. They're still trying to define it.
The definition of affordable housing, first we need to look at it keenly, because you can't have one solution for everyone, because there's different tastes and different needs. But there's some basics where we're talking about a city where a lot of our people are housed in mabati houses, in mud houses, and some not housed at all. So at times I hear this misconception, you're talking about affordable housing, and you're in a forum with people even in government, and somebody's talking about looking at a master bedroom, and they're saying the master bedroom needs to have its own bathroom, and they're saying, you know, we are starting to address beyond the basics. I think affordable housing, first you need to get people roofed in decent sized spaces and with decent amenities. Not too tight that you get people in a slum, but also not too luxurious, because the first thing when you're looking at affordable housing is people need to be housed.
Basic shelter.
They need basic shelter. When you start talking about even tiles and closed wardrobes, now you begin moving away from the basics.
You're limiting yourself, actually.
Yeah.
So if you're to sit at the table and talk to these people, because this is when they're getting all, you know, trying to define what affordable housing is, what would you advise to them?
The biggest thing, because I've been involved in a couple of fora where we're discussing affordable housing, one of the key things I raise is we need to reduce the sizes a bit, because cost is directly proportional to size. I'm not saying it's the only thing, I'm not saying it's the main thing. There's other things about how do you bring the cost down, technology or this or that. There are many other ways to bring the cost down, but size is an important one.
Your advice to budding architects out there?
And like everything else, you need to have a passion for it. You need to understand it, so that you're not doing it. A lot of young generation people choose courses because of what they think it's going to earn them, which is a very wrong way. Our education system, that's a different topic. I think if you want to become an architect, walk into an architect's office before you make your choice, go and see what they do, Know whether, first of all, this is where I want to be. So that by the time you come in, you need to get paid, yes. But it's not the pay that you're putting forward. You're looking at how can I give solutions? How can I change my built environment? How can I bring up my experiences of my environment and give solutions to this city and this country, in the housing industry, in the commercial industry, in schools. You went through a school. What it is that you can do different to improve the environment in that school. So you need to be ready to come up with solutions that will make a difference. And as I always say, so that by the time you're done, you look back and say, I made a change.
Thank you so much. Do you have a favorite quote?
Favorite quote, let me see. We have one in our office where we say, design is not an opinion, it's an art. And architecture is not a plan. It's not that plan that people think this is what architecture is. Yeah, but it's an attitude.
Oh, that's the name. I like that. Does music play any role in what you do?
If you visit our studios, you'll find that there's always music to try and create an environment which is conducive to come up with those solutions, to design, to be creative.
Fantastic. I think let's end it there for today.
Thank you, Jamila.
Thank you so much for your time. All the best.
Asante.
You are never too young to dream big, and there's nothing as powerful as your own imagination. Yes, that's why last week's guest told us how important it is to write down your vision and follow through. On today's edition, another amazing guest, pure inspiration. This is a young man, and here, take a look.
I'm Isaiah Mamayu Kivindio, aka Mashpon Mapose. I'm a gospel artist, performing and recording artist. I do interior designing. I work with a company called Cozy Concept Interiors. So tumeunda nyumba za watu wengi, so mimi napenda nyumba sana. My big dream ni kukuwa na kwangu. Mimi nimezaliwa ghetto, Mkuru kwa Sinai, before nishaikuwa mlevi, before nishaikuwa mkora huko mtaani. Kuna one year nilala kwa gari, kwa buti ya gari. Like kwa hii gari iko na nilikuwa na mattress ya mzai. After 1 year kama 2013 nikaingia sasa kuishi kwa nyumba ya M-Pesa. Hizi nyumba za barabara za M-Pesa. Kwa barabara niko kwa karoom kwa katatusha kitanda ya 3x6. Nikiwa kwa hiyo 3x6 ningekufungulia mlango. Life haikuwa easy. Because sometimes ulikuwa unapata kumenyesha, maji mengi imejaa. Siwezi lala hapo, inabidi nitafute place nijifiche nilale. 2016 nika nominate wa Groove Awards New Artist of the Year. Nikiwa nimeimbia wasee ngoma inaitwa Hatachelewa, God haichelewa, na kwa life yangu naona kama amechelewa. So ilikuwa hard sana. So hapo 2016 ndio God alichange life yangu through that one song inaitwa Hatachelewa. Nikama ghetto, like God alikuwa faithful because prayer yangu ilikuwa sitaki kwa mia bed sitter, sijaishi bed sitter. Niliambia God ile siku ndatoka Sinai, life yangu ina change kabisa. So niliamua one bedroom bila kitu, nilikuwa nalala chini na mattress kwa one bedroom. Mtu anaanza hiyo bedroom nyingine ni ya nini? But nasema God mwenye na serve, mwenye amenitoa Sinai ndio atanipeleka, atanibaya vitu za hiyo nyumba, ndio atanipatia hiyo. So mimi nimeishi na faith. Nilikuwa nikitafuta nyumba, nikienda place kiateka ananiangalia hivi, anaona huyu atatusumbua, huyu ni wa kelele, plus pia hizo nywele zetu tumeka. Wengine wanaona huyu ni mkora. Kuna watu wakiangalia hivi wanaona maybe sababu ya venye umekaa mkikaa, mtu anaweza afford kulipa nyumba yake. I need growth, I need place inaweza kuwa able to pay bila kufungiwa, because before nimeshaifungiwa nyumba, so najua pain ya kufungiwa nyumba. Before nishailala nje, najua pain ya kulala nje, so naishi place yenye nina feel comfortable kuishi. People wenye tunaishi kwa nyumba za kurent ndogo haimaanishi hatuwezi mekia nyumba ikuwepo. Kitu ya kwanza usijaze nyumba. Watu wengi wanapenda kujaza nyumba ndio waonekane kuna vitu mob. Nyumba ni simplicity. Simplicity, kuna movement unaweza make kwa hiyo nyumba. Plus pia unajua watu wengi feel ukishika plot you need kukaa poa. You never know God amemwaja na life yako. So place unaishi ndio unakaa poa saa hiyo. Cause utasema ati ngoja mpaka ile siku nitatengeneza nyumba ndio niishi poa. So watu wote tunaishi kwa maplot kama mimi, tutengeneze nyumba zetu zikuwe smart.
Thank you so much, Mash. That was an amazing, amazing story and very inspiring indeed. I say this is where life begins, with inspiration. Yes, if you have a story you'd like to share with us, if you'd like us to come to your home, kindly write to us and invite us. I will be right there. Before we go, let me read a beautiful quote. Architecture is like writing. You have to edit it over and over so it looks effortless. This is Zaha Hadid. Amazing. It's just like what we do here. Looks effortless, right? Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, my name is Jamila Mbogwa. Remember, you can talk to us on our social media handles at Jamila Mbogwa and at NTV Property Show. Hadi mara nyingine, asante sana.